Greetings! Today we are taking a look at J.R.R. Tolkien, The Art of the Manuscript, an exhibition catalogue from the 2022 exhibition organized by the Haggerty Museum of Art and Marquette University in Wisconsin. They're known for the largest collection of Tolkien manuscripts along with the Bodleian Library of Oxford University, from which some items were actually borrowed for this exhibition. There is no complete Tolkien art book. They are usually either too general or they deal with a single subject in depth. This is obviously an example of the latter. The focus is mainly on Tolkien's manuscripts, but there is a lot of related material for anyone interested in a more tangible look at his creative process. This catalogue reproduces the complete object list from the exhibition, including never-before published works, and includes introductory essays by the curators Sarah C. Schaefer and William M. Fliss. The photographs are nice and crisp, and I especially appreciate the way they didn't crop any of the pages, which sometimes have a lot of empty space, with a note or doodle here and there, bringing Tolkien closer to us, and we are allowed to see the spontaneous disorder behind his work. A lot of the posthumous releases edited by Christopher Tolkien do that as well, on a literary level, but here it's no longer abstract. It's the difference between reading a history book and seeing actual archaeological artifacts. By the way, Marquette also has a solid collection of Tolkien fanzines, mainly from the 60s, that I love flipping through. There's a lot of them fully scanned on their website. Not in amazing quality or anything, but it's the only way most of them can be seen now. Just thought I could mention that if anyone's interested in the history of Tolkien fandom. And though they are not direct works of Tolkien, I think fanzines have their own branch in the tradition of manuscripts. Or at least they share some of the DNA, so it's kind of tangentially related to this book. And maybe someday we'll even see a Tolkien zine exhibition, with its own catalogue, of course. Bodleian Library also published their own exhibition art book called Maker of Middle-earth, which I do not own, but these two seem comparable to me since there is some overlap in content. The Maker of Middle-earth is more general, but also quite comprehensive, so it could be a good alternative since this one is much harder to come by. It's a well-rounded art book, and along with the manuscript reproductions, it includes a lot of sketches and illustrations and biographical items, and a more extensive text on Tolkien's life and creative process. I definitely plan on getting the Maker of Middle-earth at some point, since it really seems like the finest Tolkien art book when it comes to the stuff I'm interested in. But if you are more interested in Tolkien's manuscripts and their messy editing, and his calligraphy, ornamental and heraldic work, map making, and his influences as well, this is an amazing resource. I'm personally mostly drawn to Tolkien's drawings and paintings, but these disciplines are all connected in his visual language. His approach to illustration seems to be almost calligraphic. The line work and the deliberate design and even the techniques and tools, it all seems to stem from the same place. And fused with his peculiar taste, blending medieval art with more modern sensibilities, and his limited skill to create something truly unique. Exhibition catalogues tend to be well built in my experience, but this book goes the extra mile. It's a fairly large format, sturdy and covered in paper, with this subtle motif of a page from the Book of Mazar Bul. It's a sewn binding using two types of paper. The first couple of signatures are printed on matte cream paper, and the rest of the book uses glossy white paper suitable for color reproduction. Both the size and the quality of images are quite necessary for actually reading the contents of the manuscripts, and the only remaining obstacle would be the legibility of Tolkien's handwriting, as well as your knowledge of Elvish and runes and such. This exhibition concluded in 2022, and this catalogue sold out fairly quickly. There was also a second edition, printed in paperback format, which added a foreword by Simon Tolkien, not present in this hardback edition, but sadly both of them are currently out of stock, being limited only to 1,000 copies each. Big shout out and thanks to my wonderful sister, who got it for me as a gift while the exhibition was still ongoing, and a shout out to her friend who actually brought the book to Europe since the shipping prices were way too high. I have no words of thanks worthy of my sister's thoughtful gift, so I will quote Bilbo Baggins when he was recovering from a cold and say, "Well, thank you very much. And thank you all for watching. Farewell."